This is Isaac from BNB Chain Club. Welcome to the new sharing session. In our first video, my friend Coco has introduced the fantastic online IDE for Solidity, Black IDE. If you haven't watched the last video, check it out in our channel. Today, I'm gonna use Black IDE to issue a BEP20 token on our BNB Smart Chain. Also, I will issue the same token on BNB Beacon Chain, then perform a binding so they can circulate between two chains. Before we go to issue the token, let's start from some basic knowledge. So, BNB Chain is composed of two blockchains, BNB Beacon Chain, BC, and the BNB Smart Chain, BSC. The BNB Beacon Chain is the blockchain component that is responsible for the governance of the BNB chain and manages staking and voting on the BNB chain. Whereas the BNB Smart Chain is the blockchain component that is EVM capable, consensus layers, and with hubs to multi-chains. Also for BEP2, so BEP2 is a token standard for fungible tokens on BNB Smart Chain. On BNB Beacon Chain. Describes a common set of rules for token management with BNB Chain ecosystem. It introduced the following detail of a token on Beacon Chain, like what information makes the token and what actions can be performed on a token. Okay, so we have the BEP2 on the BNB Chain GitHub. If you're interested, take a look. And next is BEP20. BEP20 is a token standard for fungible tokens on BNB Smart Chain. Defines the implementation of APIs for token smart contracts. It is proposed by deriving the ERC protocol of Ethereum and provides the basic functionality to transfer tokens. Allow tokens to be approved so they can be spent by another on-chain third party and transfer between BNB Beacon Chain and BNB Smart Chain. Also, the BEP20 is on the GitHub as well. Alright, so the tools we will use today, the first one is Black IDE. We will use it to create, compile, and interact with smart contract. And the next one is the BNB client. So BNB client is the command line interface for BNB Beacon Chain. Because we will play around testnet today, so the one we will use is BNB client. So make sure I'm installed it. Nice. And then also we will use the BSC scan and the explorer of BNB Beacon Chain. And finally, we will use the Binance wallet to help us perform a transfer, cross-chain transfer from Beacon Chain or from that's for the testing one, from BNB Beacon Chain transferred to the BNB Smart Chain. We will use this wallet to help us do that. Okay, so since BNB Smart Chain was created after Beacon Chain, so there are some tokens on Beacon Chain issued earlier that are not existing on BNB Smart Chain yet. So today we will issue a token called BCC, BNB Chain Club Token, with a total circulation of 21 million on Beacon Chain and Smart Chain together. So I will issue 21 million on Beacon Chain first, then 21 million on Smart Chain. and then we process a token binding. After binding, those 21 million on Smart Chain will be locked into system building contract called Token Hub. So because they are locked, the total 21 million BCC is still as we desired. Okay, so every time when I transfer BCC from the Beacon Chain to Smart Chain, it actually lock those funds on Beacon Chain, then release those funds from Token Hub on Smart Chain. And on the other hand, if a token issued on BSC first and wanted to circulate on Beacon Chain, could call the mirror function of Token Manager. Here is the steps in the bnbchain.org official document. We will not cover this, so you can take a look by yourself. And let's start. So, start from the Beacon Chain side first. Close this one. If it is the first time you use BNB client, you probably will need to input your personal account using the mnemonic keys. So mnemonic phrase. So you can do like this: your name, keys, then use the parameter recover. Okay, we'll ask you to input a passphrase, and after that, you will need to input your mnemonic phrase. Because I have already imported one, so I will skip this. I can show you my account keys list. You can see that's my key, asset key. I will use it for the issue token. So let's copy the command first. To issue the token on Beacon Chain, the command is called token issue with parameters token name, which is the long official name, and we will use it as BNB Chain Club Token here. Okay, symbol BCC. That's the identifier of the token, and the length of the symbol should be between 2 to 8. Okay, don't give it too long one. And the total supply, you can see we desire 21 million, but there are extra 8 0 following, which it is the default setting on Beacon Chain. So on Beacon Chain, it will be boosted by 8 for the decimal part. So these 80 represents the decimal. And from my personal key, chain ID, because today we are going to issue token on the testnet, so the chain ID is Ganges, and for mainnet, it should be Tigris. Okay. Last one is the RPC node. For testnet, we will use it to send our transactions and broadcast to the network. Press enter, input my password. Sorry, let me try that again. Okay, we got the transactions and we got the token name as well, BCC-134. Take a note, we will use it later. And copy the transaction, check in the browser. Transaction type, issue BP2 asset, and the fees 10 BNB, asset name BCC-134 from my account. Total circulation 21 million. Okay, so the fees on Beacon Chain testnet and mainnet is fixed at 10 BNB, both of them. Okay. All right. Next let's do it on the smart chain. So we will start to use the Black ID now. So if it is the first time, you can connect Black ID by using your MetaMask or GitHub or Discord account, and then choose BNB Chain with testnet. Okay. After that, let's create our project. I will use name as BCC token, and I'll just use the coin template. Okay. Let me make a screenshot for future reference. Create project. Okay. Open the contracts. Open a coin. We will use a template. I copy here. For the template, so all the links I used in today's session will be input in a GitHub tutorial as well, and that GitHub link will be put into the YouTube descriptions. Okay, don't worry, you will find all the things there. So I have copied a BP20 token template here. Our version of the Solidity is 0.5.16, so you need to change it accordingly to this one. And then let's find the smart contract name here. So first, give a name, BNB Chain Club Token. And what you need to do is specify the constructor here. We need name. Also the full name of your token. Symbol BCC. Decimals 18. That's the default settings on Smart Chain. And the total supply 21 million boosted by 18 decimals. It's quite long. Let me copy somewhere. 21 million with 18 decimals. All right. After that, let's do a deployment. Let's do a build first. It will generate the ABI of our smart contract. It's quite quick. You can see under the build folder, we now have BNB Chain Club Token.json, which is the ABI file. And then let's deploy. Choose the ABI file, my address, estimate, deploy, confirm the transaction in the MetaMask because I connect by the MetaMask. Wait for a while to let the transaction executed. Okay. Now we have the token contract and the transaction hash. Take a look at the transaction hash. Created this smart contract with it is the 21 million BNB Chain token, BNB Chain Club token to my account. No extra fees, just the normal transaction fees. It's quite cheap. Okay. So let's take a look at our wallet. What I need to do is I will add the token on the Beacon Chain to my wallet, as well as to my Smart Chain. Beacon Chain, add custom asset. Put this one. Still not loaded. Let me try it again. Beacon Chain test network. Yes, it is. Is it able to load or not? Might be some network issue. Try it again. See if I can load it. Okay, don't worry. Let's do on the Smart Chain first. So also add, deselect all of them. I don't need it. I'll add a custom asset with my contract address. Okay, got it. 21 million on Smart Chain. If I can get it on the sorry, I have a lot of test tokens before. Just to avoid confusion, let me hide them. The one we called is BCC1 134, I think, right? BCC 134. So BCC 134. Still can't load it at the moment. Don't worry, we can do it later. Okay, so now we have 21 million on Beacon Chain, 21 million on Smart Chain. The next step is to bind these two tokens so they can transfer between the chains. Also, we lock those extra 21 million into the Smart Chain contract. Okay, so let me prepare for the command. So it's called BCC134, and also the smart contract address I will use. Copy it. Let's take a look at the command. It's called bridge bind with your symbol 134 amount. So please be aware of the amount here. The amount is the amount to be locked on BNB Beacon Chain. So here, because I want all my BCC to stay on the Beacon Chain first, so we lock nothing here. Okay. Also, just one more thing you can see, there's 3 suffix of the asset, because anyone can issue a token called BCC as well. In order to tell the difference, the system will assign a suffix behind it to tell the difference. And then the contract address is the one I just created, decimal 18 from myself. And let's do it. Okay, now we have a transaction hash. Let's take a look again. Now the transaction type is cross-bind and the fee is .0, .1 BNB. Okay, all the information is we want. Next step, we go to the Smart Chain side, because the cross-chain bind transactions was now sent from Beacon Chain side to the Smart Chain side. So on the Smart Chain side, let's complete the bind. So go back to Black IDE, click on the contract. We will approve a system contract called Token Manager, which is 1008, with all our amount. To approve it, so what we do is we allow 1008 Token Manager to transfer all our 21 million BCC tokens into the token hub. So you need to approve it first. Choose a signer, estimate, execute. Confirm. And then because we approved it to Token Manager, what we need to do is in token manager, we need to call a function called approve bind. So if you enter this contract address, you will see because we don't have ABR informations, these things can be easily found from the BNB Chain GitHub. I will also put the link in the description of the video, don't worry. We choose add ABI to ABI storage, add for contract address. It's called, give a name, token manager, copy it. Actually, you can check this contract in the BSC scan. You can see it's called token manager. Help us to lock those tokens. And for the parameters, we will just use this one, approve bind. Parameter, first one, BNB to send is actually a cross-chain fee. So once we send out this transaction, the transaction needs to be a cross-chain one. So we need to pay for the relayer. And that is quite cheap, usually just 0.01 BNB. Contract address, which is the token contract I just created. And our BP2 symbol. Don't type the wrong one. BCC-134. Get the signer myself and estimate. Okay. Execute. Take a look, is anything wrong with the oh, not sure why I can't send out the transactions. Let me see if I can find another way to send it out. Maybe we're having a little problem at the moment, so see if I can get it working other ways. I believe that is something estimate again, maybe. And sent. Okay, sorry for that. The Black ID seems not working that good at the moment, so I have used actually a downloaded version called BNB Studio, and perform the similar things. Okay, but don't worry. Let's check the transactions. Approve bind. Copy the transaction hash. Alright, so if you take a look at it, you can see that I call the contract token manager and pay the relayer fee, then from my address to token hub transferred all those 21 million BCC. So they are locked. I don't have that anymore. If you check this token contract and see the holders, now all these are held by the token hub, which is locked as we design. Okay, and now let's see. First is let's make sure it is completed. So what you could do now is let's check the find result. Okay. There's a command that you can use on BNB client called tBNB client token info. Okay, and let's try. We see it. The contract address on Smart Chain is C99 and the contract decimal 18. That means the bind is success. So finally, let's see if we can make a cross-chain transfer. So what I want to do is BCC-134 still can't load it. Is it 134? I think it is. BNB Beacon Chain test network. It's there, isn't it? Is it possible to send? No. Okay, now we have it. But the balance is still not correct. Okay, don't worry, let's give it some time to load. Now, after waiting for a while, we can now see the BCC. We have it in our wallet now. So address, I will choose my Smart Chain address. So it will say it's a cross-chain transfer to BNB Smart Chain. Without memo, I will give it 1, 2, 3, 4 BCC to send. Okay, and let's see the transactions. Can we make a cross-chain transaction now? Wait for a while. Okay, we have it. A cross-chain transfer out with 1,234 BCC. Okay, and see if I could get it into my Smart Chain account. Okay, see it. So from the token hub, it released 1,234 BNB Chain Club to my account now. So we complete the cross-chain transfer. Switch to the. Sorry, I have a lot of BCC, but this one is the one we just transferred. And you can see we received, when we create, we receive 21 million. Then we send it into the token hub, and finally from my Beacon Chain account, I receive 1,234. So this is a cross-chain transfer like this. Of course, you can send it back to the Beacon Chain address. It's made it 111. Send. Okay. The cross and transfer should just take a few seconds, and I can check my 1341. Look at the transactions. Oh, we gotta use this one. Okay, so that's the current balance of it. Please ignore the previous one. They are my testing. Okay, that's pretty much for today's sharing. So thanks for your time. And things I want to mention is let's take a look at the coin market cap. You can see anyone. There's no limitation for people to issue a token on the BNB Smart Chain. So of course anyone can issue a token called USDC or called BUSD. Right. So in order to avoid to be scammed, I would suggest to use the coin market cap, and actually you can see their official contracts on the different chains. So always double check the address is the one you want to use from the official one. Okay? Alright, that's pretty much everything here, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time. Okay, bye.